Many employers outside of the military cannot comprehend the myriad of acronyms soldiers may initially struggle to stop using in their daily work. Some veterans may also struggle to explain how their experience can be applied in a non-military environment. One potential solution comes in an unlikely form: virtual reality (VRT). Tests of a drug known to stimulate brain activity have shown early success in reducing symptoms of sluggish cognitive tempo in 38 men and women with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It also significantly corrected deficits in executive brain function, with fewer episodes of procrastination, improvements in keeping things in mind, and strengthened prioritization skills. There are many reasons why water tastes stale when it is kept for a long time. Microorganisms play a big role in this phenomenon. When they grow, they release chemicals into the water from their metabolic activity. This evaporates over time, so the absence of it from water left out for a long period brings about a change in taste. Australian scientists say they have developed pain-free blood sugar testing for diabetics, a non-invasive strip that checks glucose levels via saliva for diabetics. Managing their blood sugar levels typically means pricking their fingers multiple times a day with a lancet and then placing a drop of blood on a testing strip.
Just as the world's fifth largest economy emerges from the COVID-19 pandemic, the post-Brexit shortage of truck drivers and a spike in European natural gas prices has left the UK grappling with the grim prospect of a potential food supply crunch and soaring energy bills.
The interludes which break up the gameplay action, and which, because they can be made to a higher level of animation, often provide the most visually arresting sequences of a game. Combined with a taste for bizarrely complicated, recursive plots, and long sequences of wordy explicatory dialogue, this turns the games into a bit of a drag.
In a landmark report published on Monday, the International Financial Institution called on states to reduce global emissions and bridge the development gap to avoid the effects of slow-onset climate change such as water scarcity, decreasing crop productivity, and rising sea levels.
Pronunciation is the way in which a word or a language is spoken. This may refer to generally agreed upon sequences of sounds used in speaking a given word or language in a specific dialect. Correct pronunciation, or simply the way a particular individual speaks a word or language.
Soil is the top layer of the Earth's surface, mostly created from weathered rock. It is made up of varying amounts of minerals, humus, or decayed organic matter, and useful living creatures like worms. The finest rock particles within soil form sticky clay. The medium particles become silt, and the corests constitute sand. While there is sufficient moisture, soil supports vegetation, providing habitat for a variety
Termites, the tiny creatures, have learned to create a comfortable home in some of the world's toughest climates. Outside, in the African savanna, the temperatures vary from 40 degrees in the day to 1 degree at night. Yet, inside the mound, the temperature stays constant.
It is very easy to acquire bad habits, such as eating too many sweets, or too much food, or drinking too much fluid of any kind, or smoking, etc. The more do a thing, the more we tend to like doing it in later stage. If we do not continue to do it, we feel happy. This is called the force of habit, and the force of habit should be fought against.
A meteorite that fell on Earth more than a century ago may contain some of the first concrete evidence for a cosmic mashup in the early solar system. Following the birth of our Sun 4.5 billion years ago, it is thought that Jupiter's formation caused two reservoirs of asteroids to gather in the solar system, one inside the giant planet's orbit and one outside.
Smartphones have become an everyday essential for millions of us. We rely on them for everything from updating our social media profiles to banking. Taking out a smartphone contract that bundles together your calls, data, and texts with the cost of the handset can help spread the cost, but can also mean you'll pay more over the long run.
The Earth just had the hottest month in recorded history, and it's even worse than normal. The record comes in a run of unprecedentedly hot months. Not only does it break through the all-time record set a year before, it also continues a now 10-month-long streak of months that are the hottest ever according to NASA data. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration calculates temperatures slightly different. During the early modern period, the universities of Europe would see a tremendous amount of growth, productivity, and innovative research. At the end of the Middle Ages, about 400 years after the first European university was founded, there were 29 universities spread throughout Europe.
Since 2003, buying for education advanced faster, in percentage terms, than all other types of consumer debt that includes mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards, data from the Federal Reserve Bank, New York show. As of the fourth quarter, student loans represented 10.5% of a record of 13.1 trillion in household debt, up from 3.3% at the start, 2003.
The main production of soft drink was started in 1830s. Since then, from those experimental beginning, there was an evolution until in 1781 when the world's first cola-flavored beverage was introduced. These drinks were called soft drinks, only to separate them from hard alcoholic drinks. Today, soft drink is more favorite refreshment drink than tea, coffee, juice, etc.
Low Earth orbit is now more accessible for more people to experience the wonders of space, tweeted NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, who was a congressman when he hitched a ride on a space shuttle decades ago.
Newer sites usually are more accessible than older ones. Many facility owners and operators may not have the experience or knowledge to determine the level of accessibility on their sites. If they have never received any complaints, they may mistakenly assume that no problems exist. Inspect all areas of the site carefully to make an accurate assessment of its level of accessibility.